Hello, Genie OK Boomer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Very short order of business today. Just going to play you a video, an astonishing exchange that occurred at a Senate hearing Tuesday, earlier this week, between Senator Ted Cruz and the head of the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, about our little unlawful alien invasion problem at the southern border. This is really, well, you're going to see for yourself in a moment, so I'm not going to characterize it. I'm just going to give you my little editorial opinion. It's obvious that, well, it's not even incompetence. If this administration were trying to do something to stem the flow of unlawful aliens over our southern border, which could be done easily, by the way, simply by returning to the Trump policies and by continuing, or in this case, it would now be resuming work on the border wall. As I've said in an earlier video, maybe more than one, that there is $110 million worth of already built fencing sitting on the ground on the border. All that's necessary is to put those walls up. Put the walls up, and that would help stem the problem, but it wouldn't solve it completely because there is more open border area to be covered. And by the way, good credit to the Senate Republicans, because there's a spending bill coming up. It's not reconciliation, so it can be filibustered, and they are not going to allow this bill to be passed unless it includes money for a border wall, on top of money that has already been allocated. And you have to also remember that the administration right now is paying millions and millions and millions of dollars that they are contractually obligated to pay workers to do nothing. With the border wall material sitting right there. So, and as I suggested in an earlier vlog, if the federal government is not going to put up those walls, why not let say the state of Texas or Arizona or both buy those walls and put it up themselves? That would be an obvious solution, but I'm kind of drifting, as I often do. I want to get back to this hearing because there is no doubt in my mind this goes way beyond competence or incompetence. This administration, you can't even say that they don't care about the open border, the de facto, well, yeah, the actual open borders that we have now in Texas and Arizona. Actually, they are deliberately causing it to happen. They want it to happen, and you will see in this video, because basically Ted Cruz is going to ask for certain figures, and Mayorkas is going to say that he doesn't have them. And these are obvious figures that he should have, so that would be incompetence. But I think, I could be wrong, I think he's lying. I think he has the figures, he knows the figures, and he doesn't want to provide them. And you also see an interesting little discussion about kids in cages, because Cruz will say, well, how many kids are in these cages? And Mayorkas is going to say, well, I've never heard the term cages, and I dispute your characterization of these. And Cruz showed photos of them. I mean, it's cyclone fencing. They're cages. But Mayorkas is saying that he objects to the term cages, but you have to remember, I'm surprised that Cruz didn't bring this up, because he's a very sharp guy, very smart lawyer. Alan Dershowitz, the prominent attorney, he was a professor, a law professor at Harvard, and he said publicly that Ted Cruz was the best student that he ever had. That's how smart he is. And that's why I'm surprised he didn't bring this up. But this objection to the term kids in cages, surely he heard the term kids in cages when Trump was president. They were talking about the Trump cages and kids in cages. But now we don't hear anything about Biden cages. And we have the head of the Department of Homeland Security just denying the term cages and saying that he's never heard that term before. But time for the video. Well worth watching the whole thing, and I urge you to watch the whole thing, and here it is.
Secretary Mayorkas, you testified several times that our immigration system is, quote, fundamentally broken. True or false, under President Trump, we saw the lowest rate of illegal immigration in 45 years.
I don't know if it's within 45 years, but we certainly saw in 2020 a low level of illegal immigration. 2019 was
okay.
very high.
True or false, Secretary Mayorkas? This year, under Joe Biden, we've seen the highest rate of illegal immigration in 61 years.
Again, I don't know the number of years, but it's certainly a historic high, Senator.
So you're right, it's broken, but you broke it. Let me ask you, in the calendar year 2021, how many illegal immigrants do you expect to have crossed illegally into the United States?
I believe the total number of encounters, as has been referenced in this hearing earlier, is approximately just under 1.7 million.
But there's 2 months remaining. Is it correct that you project over 2 million illegal immigrants in 2021, calendar year 2021?
I believe that is correct, Senator, and over the last 3 months, we've seen a drop in the numbers by reason.
And how many children do you project in 2021?
I'm sorry?
How many children will have crossed illegally in 2021?
I believe that thus far, through October 31st, Senator, approximately 125,000 unaccompanied children have been transferred to the shelter and care of Health and Human Services.
Now, you told another senator you don't know how many gotaways there have been?
I will have to circle back, Senator, with that information. Yes.
So that wasn't a fact that you thought was relevant to this hearing?
Oh, it is absolutely relevant. I understand why the question is posed. It's a fact of great...
Okay, but you're not prepared to answer it. How about this? How many deaths, how many illegal aliens have died crossing illegally into the United States under Joe Biden's administration?
I don't have that data.
So the deaths, you didn't prepare that data either. All right, how about this? How many children have been in the Biden cages in calendar year 2021?
Senator, I respectfully disagree with your use of the term cages.
Fine, you can disagree with it. How many children have been in the Biden cages? I've been to the Biden cages. I've seen the Biden cages. How many children have you detained at the Donna Tent facility in the cages you built to hold kids? How many children have been in those cages?
Senator, I can provide to you the following figure that when, and let me say, that when a child...
it's a simple question. How many children have been in those cages?
I respectfully am not familiar with the term cages and to what you are referring. There are
enclosures in which they are locked in which I took photographs and put them out because you blocked the press and didn't want people to see the Biden cages. These secure facilities in which they are locked down in Donna, those facilities, how many children have been in them?
Senator, there are 3 types of facilities. There's
the Donna Tent cages, the Donna Tent City. Let's take the Donna facility. How many children have been there?
That is a soft-sided facility. It is not a...
Okay, are you going to answer the question, how many children have been in that facility?
I will have to circle back with you with the precise number.
Oh, by the way, here's a photograph of the Biden cages.
That, Senator, that is precisely why I articulated...
Children sleeping on floors, crashed in upon each other. When I took this photograph, the rate of COVID positivity was over 10%.
May I speak, Senator?
You can answer the question. How many kids have been in these conditions?
That is precisely why I stated in March of this year that a Border Patrol station is no place for a child, number one.
Okay, but
number two,
all right,
that is
Secretary Mayorkas, you're not answering my question, so let me ask you this. In the past year, has Joe Biden been down to see firsthand the Biden cages?
Senator, I will again...
Has Joe Biden been down to see this facility? Yes or no?
The president has not been down to the...
Okay, no. Has Kamala Harris been down to see the Biden cages, this facility? Yes or no?
The vice president was at the border...
Has she been down to see this facility? I know she went to El Paso. Has she seen the Biden cages?
They are not cages, and...
what are these walls?
Senator,
has Kamala Harris seen them? Yes or no?
Senator,
it's a simple question. Yes or no? We don't need a paragraph. Yes or no? Has Kamala Harris been down to see these detention facilities?
She has not been down.
Okay. Has any Democratic senator on this committee been down to see the Biden cages?
I will once again disagree with your use of terminology.
These facilities, has any Democratic member of this committee given a damn enough to see the children being locked up by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because of your failed immigration policies?
Senator, I cannot speak to the members of this committee. And
You don't know if any Democrats have been down there?
I believe Democrats have been down
To see this facility, yes or no?
on a facility. Whether they are members of this committee, I do not know. And
All right,
if
let me
I
ask you a
may
different question
actually
then.
say That what we did
How many women have been sexually assaulted being trafficked into this country in 2021?
Senator, I have no ability to determine how many
Okay, you don't know, so you didn't try to find out?
have been sexually assaulted in Mexico along the migratory.
All right, how about this? How many children have been sexually assaulted by traffickers or other people when they were coming in illegally?
I do not have that data.
Okay, so you don't know that either. Let me ask you this. How many illegal immigrants have you released into the United States who were COVID positive?
Senator, it is our policy to test individuals.
I didn't ask your policy. How many illegal aliens have you released who are COVID positive?
Well, let me just say, when they are released, they are placed in immigration.
How many have you released that were COVID positive?
I will have to get that number.
Okay, you don't have that answer either. All right, let's try this. How many illegal aliens have you released who had criminal convictions?
Who have criminal convictions in Mexico? In the
Criminal convictions in whatever jurisdiction.
those individuals, if they pose a public safety threat.
How many individuals with criminal convictions have you released?
Senator, I do not have that.
Okay,
number.
let's specify it more narrowly. How many murderers have you released?
I'm not aware of any murderers whom.
How many rapists have you released?
I'm not aware of any rapists whom.
How many child molesters have you
I
released?
am not aware of any child molesters whom we have released into the United States, and I should say that
Senior Customs and Border Patrol leadership have told me that your agency is slow walking and refusing to comply with the order from the federal court to return to the Remain in Mexico policy. What would you say to the judge if the judge was asking why you should not be held in contempt and incarcerated for defying a federal court order?
It is because we are implementing the court's order in good faith. We are working with Mexico. It requires a bilateral relationship and an agreement. And I should also add.
Have you or anyone on your staff expressed to Mexico to resist going back to this agreement?
No. And I should also indicate to you, Senator, that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, under the sex offenders operation known as SOAR, apprehended 495 individuals between June 4th and September 1st who committed sex offenses, and we're very focused on public safety.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. Senator Hirono.
That's it for today. Thanks for stopping by as always. I appreciate the time you spend with me. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions for future topics, there is a comment section below the video where you can put that. You could actually give me a thumbs up too if you like this video. And you could subscribe. I love getting new subscribers. Share the video with anybody you think would also like it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.